Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes roster review. So we've got Gamingguy345 from Grand Jury. Let's show you what we've got on offer today. So yeah, let's bring this up. Where is it? Here we go. So, total GP for Gaming Guy, 2.93. We've got Zetas 43. We've got one Omicron from GA, I believe. It could be just one Omicron total. I'm not entirely sure based on where I've drawn the number from. Total relics 20. We've got 14 relic 5 pluses. We've got 13 gear 12 units. 35 6-dot mods in total. From them, we've got 23 plus 15 speed mods. 9 20 plus speed mods, and we've got one 25 plus speed mod. So there's room for improvement there, but well done on getting your first 25 plus. So we're going to go into your roster and we're going to have a good look. We're just going to see what's going on. So let's get in there. Okay, so for this video, I wanted to try something different. What I have done, I have loaded every single faction onto this wheel randomizer. So without further ado, we're going to just pick a random category and we're going to just see what to look at first. So spin the wheel. Scoundrels. All right, interesting place to start. Let's remove them from the list, and let's get into your scoundrels. Alright, so, what we're looking at, we've got Bosky Boy. For the record, 2.9 million. I acknowledge a lot of those categories may be a bit blank, but I just wanted to mix things up. So, if we've got like a 10 million GP viewer, yeah, you're going to have a bit of fun, I imagine. Alright, so... Alright, so we've got Bosky Boy. Let's see how he's looking. So, gear 11 was that. Let me just double check. Gear 11. I'm laughing at this, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, this is I've got to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. So gear 11, 237 speed. That's actually pretty decent at that level. Well, 86 on top isn't the highest when you look at mod speed, but considering Bosky would mod for defense stats, it's not bad. Oh, okay. Need to sort that primary out. Okay, tenacity isn't bad. You've got a very high speed secondary there. Yeah, that is very nice on Bosk. Maybe at this point better on someone else, but considering it is a tenacity mod and it's got tenacity primary, I get why it's here. Yeah, we'll have a look as we're going through, but perhaps that could go somewhere else, just depending on how important Bosk is in your roster right now. Okay, no speed there, so that's a bit of a bummer. You got 11 there. So, okay, that's okay. I don't know why I was umming and ahhing there, to be honest. Speed, protection, health, yeah, I don't know why I was umming there, just ignore me. And health, speed, protection, defense, beautiful mod. Granted, the speed is low. At 2.9 mil, it's okay to keep that and to just try and bolster your roster with it. But when you're at, say, my level where I'm at 6 mil, this is the kind of mod you get rid of for the fact that you can't roll the 4. So, well, you can, but you got to take the 6 dot. So, yeah, at this point, you'd sell it. But for yourself right now, it's all right. Just keep it in mind at some point you'll either go and put this on a relatively poor tune or you're going to get rid of it. All right, so by and large, that's okay. I'd tweak that triangle primary, but the rest actually looks pretty solid. You've got well, I was looking at Candy, but Cad at gear 12 as well. Is this for Xanadu Blood? I mean, no 6-dot mods, which you would expect. Was that 12 speed? Half decent, that. Yeah, I'm a little bit curious why the well-modded Cad. Or maybe not well-modded, but well-geared. I mean, Cad at gear 12 before Bosk is a bit of an interesting thing to see. I mean, Chewbacca's at 6-star, maybe that. But again, I'd be taking Boss to 12 before Cad, so you've intrigued me there. You got Grief at 11, that is a very wise choice. You've got Mando at gear 11 as well, so 2 good bounty hunters to be working on. We'll come back to the bounty hunters in more detail anyway, but let's have a look at the actual scoundrels in this group, because there are some that won't really cross over into other categories. So, to be honest, I'm saying that. The ones that would cross over aren't really here. I'm thinking like your Nests, your Queels and IGs, they don't really cross over. So yeah, you haven't really got anything to look at there. So I think that is it for this little category. We'll come back to some of the tunes though. So let's spin again. Let's see where we're going to next. I recognise this could drag things out, but I want to mix it up. Yeah, we're going to Sith. And so literally just 2 categories down. I get the feeling this could be a bad idea. All right, let's have a look. You got your Vader. Let's have a look at Vader. You got crit damage, crit chance, 229 speed, 180 crit damage, 87 potency. Okay. So 23 speed, that's good. You've got speed, offense, potency. Crit chance, not as needed with Merciless Massacre. If you're going for crit damage mods, I would say crit damage primary. If you're going for offense mods instead of crit damage, offense primary. In general, that isn't bad. I mean, I'm not exactly sure who would benefit from this specific mod, but yeah, 5 speed, again, it's low, like, a bit like what I was saying about it's okay for now kind of thing. But in general, it'll do you all right for this time, but eventually, even at 5 speed, you get rid of it because, you know, the next thing is 6 dot in it, and you do not 6 dot a 5 roll speed mod. All right, we got 11 here of potency. That is worthwhile. You got offense as well, so that is worth giving it a chance. I mean, take it to 6, you get 12 speed. You would have to gamble a bit, so I've got to point that one out. It's a bit of a risk because you would need 3 rolls on speed, but in theory, it could work. Let's see, got 8 speed here, bit of potency, okay, and 9 speed and a bit of offense, okay. So in your secondaries, it looks like you're getting 2 out of 2 stats that you generally want. So I'd say the mods are looking good. I think, like I say, the speeds could do with improving, but I know speed mods don't just, well, good speed secondaries don't just drop from trees. So what I will just say there, just keep farming them, because I know the pain with Vader. I've got a very slow, well, I feel this is slow. I've got one on my alt account. I want him much faster than around this ballpark. But I think sometimes it's important to mod a character you want and then try and build the stats up. So yeah, sadly speed is one that I keep neglecting on him. I don't really know who to go for out of this group because I want to save these 3 for Sith Empire. Sift Trooper for First Order and Marauder for Sith Empire. So Papa Palps, I don't ever really look at him, I'll be honest. Let's give him a quick glance now, why not? I mean, I've been looking at Papa Palps on the big account I've got right now, and it makes sense to mod for potency, so you're doing good there. What I've been looking at, though, is offense, because if you've got Mara Jade in the team, he's essentially a damage dealer all in his own right. So it is important to have potency, but I think if you were to build Mara Jade, I haven't seen if you got her or not, or built her up, Mara Jade can really just make Palp a damage dealer in his own right. So yeah, just look at it, I think it's not bad for now, but if you do work on Mara, even if it's not right now, but down the line, yeah, Papa Palps probably benefits from more of an offense build than, well, speed and potency. Okay, we'll come back to this, or a few of these. Let's see where we're going next. Ooh, okay, this one could be a very brief visit. Let's have a look at your Ewoks. Okay, yeah, I've seen worse play like that, or seen some with less gear. So 7-star Elder low grade Tebow, 7-star Ewok Scout, although I think a lot have that. 5-star on Chirper, 5-star on Wicket, 4-star Paplu. So what I will say, you could possibly do the C-3PO event with Tebow instead of Paplu, but if you want a good Ewok team, like something that you could just maybe get away with on offense, or something that you could throw away on defense and it might trip people up from time to time, Paplu is pretty much mandatory, for the simple fact that he is the first one to take a turn in the team. So the turn order usually goes Paplu. You try and get him around 230 speed. Then the idea is he passes, well, this is if you use normal offense, you pass a turn to low grey. Low grey will then daze the opposition, and you can then just take charge with the rest of the Ewoks. The downside is if you place it on defense, the AI is just terrible playing it. So you really just have to hope that Paploo does something good while he's down. So that is just something for food for thought. But as far as what you're doing, it looks like, I mean, again, we haven't looked at your droids. I don't know if you got 3PO or not, but I'm looking thinking you've got 4 here. Well, you got 4 at 7, you got 2 at 5, so I'm guessing a 5-star 3PO is here. But if you want the 7-star, I would advise just try and invest there. Also, don't sleep on Wicket. Wicket is, in my opinion, one of the best farming nodes in the game because you get stun guns. I mean, even though I've got him 7-star on all my accounts, I'm sometimes tempted just to go for that node just to get some shard shot currency as well as try and farm stun guns. So, yeah, even with us getting them in the challenges now, I wouldn't sleep on it because it's a good double farm. Alright, so Ewoks are removed from the list. What's coming up next? Alright, we're going to have a look at your fleet. Okay, this one could be a bit longer. Alright, let's remove fleet from the list and let's just go there. So, I'm going to just quickly go through your capital ships. Let's see what you've got. You've got Mace, you've got Akbar, you've got Executrix, and you've got Negotiator. Now, what I didn't look at, which I am just going to try and quickly draw up, is I'm curious what league you're currently in. So let me just try and bring that up on screen. Here we go. Sorry about it, but this is from Hot Utils. You're in Bronzium. Okay, so you only need to place 2 fleets down. Sorry, 1 fleet down, 1 on offense. So that is pretty handy because it does mean you can put Negotiator down and try and attack with either Executrix or Home 1. Or vice versa, you can use Negotiator every time on offense and just throw the other down. Me personally, I put Negotiator down because if in Bronzium, a lot of people wouldn't be able to beat it. But still, if you like the idea of an easy offense win, I don't blame you. So yeah, I'm just looking, I'm thinking, what have you got going with it? So you got 5-star Annie. For the record, I know that ship's a pain to farm, so carry on with it, you're doing good. You've got Ahsoka at 7, Umbaran at 7, well done on that. Consular 7, quite an interesting one to get to 7, at least this early. Clone Sergeant at 7, Plo at 7, so you've done a lot of the good ones. The one I'm seeing missing is Rex. Well, 2 are missing, Rex and the Y-Wing. I know the Y-Wing's a bit of a side farm, it's a slow farm, but equally, it's a great ship. I mean, have you got Bosk? Yeah, I've got a 5-star Houndstooth. So that is an option for you. Obviously, you can put Houndstooth in your starting lineup, but ideally, the Y-Wing is the best option. Not just because we've got loads of ships now and you want dedicated tanks. I mean, if anything, that isn't a problem for you right now. But I'm just thinking, the Y-Wing just synergizes quite well. The only downside to it is that it isn't Houndstooth, for lack of a better way of putting it. I mean, on this account that I'm doing this on Crimson, I've just done a fleet battle with Houndstooth in there beating Malevolence. And it's such a great ship to have because it'll gain turn meter if the other ships get attacked. So it does mean that you obviously get ahead. The Y-Wing doesn't do anything like that. You've got to wait for the Y-Wing to take the turn. So it is a little bit annoying that, but it is worth it in the long run because you do get some good Galactic Republic synergy. You are able to recover some, I believe it's protection, offhand I can't remember. But yeah, Y-Wing's definitely worth going for. Plus you get Wrecker, so that is a double farm for you. So even if you don't plan to go for Bad Batch right now, you're getting Wrecker shards for no extra effort. So again, one to think on, I would say. How are your Empire? Because I saw Vader was Relic 7, so you got a 4-star bomber. Your Imperial TIE Fighter's only 7. Oh, you've obviously got the weak pilot as well, and you got Gauntlet at 2. We got any Sith? You've got Scimitar. Alright, so you could form some form of Dark Side Empire-ish fleet. I mean, Command Shuttle's 6-star, Silencer's 6-star, so they're coming along for Finalizer. So is TIE Fighter. You got Relic Soldier. That is interesting. We've just had a spoiler alert for your Geos. So yeah, interesting. Rebel Y-Wing 6-star as well, so that is very good. So yeah, I'm liking look at a lot of your fleet progress. It's just maybe fill out one faction before moving on to another. But equally, I recognise that you're probably wanting to strengthen your fleets for if you get promoted. So yeah, I'm actually not knocking any of that. Alright, we'll probably come back to this a little if I see something relevant with one of your factions. So for now, we're just going to go back to looking at your tunes. Alright, speaking of geos, let's go have a look at them. So, I laugh how that keeps making a noise in the background. Alright, so you got a Gear 11 Sunfac, but you got a Relic 5 Soldier. Now that is different. I can't say I've seen that many times. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it many times. 232, you got 85% nearly crit chance, which is good. If I remember right, again, yeah, there we go. He gains 50% crit chance. That means he's always going crit. There's that as well. He gains 25% turn meter when scoring a critical hit. So yeah, you're going to be gaining turn meter a lot with him. But I'm just looking here and I'm thinking, maybe it's just me. I'm a bit biased against him. I feel like Soldier, while he is a big part of the Geo team, I just don't think he's the first one I'd do. I mean, for me, the first one to take to Relic would be Spy, just because Spy's obviously got the big hit both in the Geo team and fleet. And then after that, it's GBA, just for the fact GBA is going to buff the team with the Brute. And then if you were going to ask me after that, then it might be Soldier, but I'd be telling a line away because I've already done Sunfac. So, yeah, I look at that and I think, give me the choice, Soldier would probably be before Poggle, who I'd do last. So, yeah, I'm not criticising it, because if you benefit from Soldier at Relic 5, you've got it, plus Relic 5 Soldier doesn't hurt. But I just look at it and I think, I'm curious what it was. I'm guessing it's for the What mission, but yeah, it caught me out that I'm looking and thinking, why? But again, if it's doing you good, I'm not knocking it. I'm just a little confused by it. But I get confused quite easily. Alright, let's spin the wheel again. Let's see where we're going. Okay, we're going to have a look at those Sith Empire tunes that evaded us before. Let's go. Let me know in the comments, folks, if you like this idea of spinning the wheel. Alright, let's have a look at your Revan. 312 speed. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let's have a look at the actual mods. So you got 24 on the square. You obviously got your speed primary. Crit damage with 8 speed. Okay, I would question that. Could you get a speed mod without crit damage primary but more speed? If you can get more speed on a triangle, put that on if it's a speed mod. Okay, so if it's speed mod, but the primaries can crit damage, but you've got more speed in the secondaries, swap it. Okay. 15 speed, offense primary. That's pretty good. In fact, you've got three potential rolls where you could get the 2 rolls to go to a maximum of 27, but probably it's more like 21. But yeah, 21 speed, that'd still be pretty solid. So good luck if you get them rolled. Yeah, similarly there, you've got 2 more chances to go to, if I'm doing the numbers right, a maximum of 29, but the more likely reality is 23, but 23 is still a solid number for 5 rolls. Yeah, you got 5 rolls on the 25 there. That's your 125. Well done on getting it. So, yeah, what I would say, your DR has got some good mods. It just needs those little tweaks. You just need to gamble on those rolls, I think. I mean, you've got a 25 and a 24 paired with a 17 and a 15, and then you've got an 8. So you just need to sort of elevate those 3, or at least try to. If you can't, then it's a case of, the RNG didn't go with you. But I would at least try and roll them. All right. Okay, so Malak, let's have a look here. Okay, we've got 133k protection, 217 speed, 121 tenacity. So I'll repeat what I've said a few times lately. Tenacity on Malak, if he's in a Darth Revan team, isn't important. If he's doing solos, then yeah, you do need the tenacity. But if the main purpose of Malak is to sit with Darth Revan, you don't need tenacity. In fact, speed is probably helpful. Something that I'm going to be trying on one of my accounts, and we'll see how it plays out, is having Darth Malak as the fastest Sith Empire toon, and then having Darth Revan just behind. It's a little bit tricky with the mods, so we'll see how it pans out, but yeah, I'm hoping that I can get Malak to say 320, and then get Revan at 319, and then Bastila Shan Fallen just behind. It could be an interesting turn order as far as having Malak essentially pre-taunting, and then you can't get to Revan. So it's an idea. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, just something to put out there, just in case anyone else is curious about what I'm thinking with mods right now. Okay, so let's go to BSF just while we're talking about these. 242, so that is a bit of a gap. You could do it getting a little bit faster because you can hit 300 quite comfortably. So yeah, I'd say at least be aiming for about 280, 270, 280 at minimum. So yeah, 242, that is just a little bit slow. I mean, let's check, you got your speed there, 12, nothing there. Again, you don't really need the crit damage, so if you've got anything with speed on a triangle, just pop it on. 11 got potency, and 11, okay. And you got 7 here, so again, I don't know if it's just that you've not got a lot of speed secondaries on triangles and you just try and put them where you can, but yeah, just if you're getting bad luck with them, what I would suggest, have a look in the mod store, i.e. in your shipments, you know, like where you get your cantina stuff and all that. Yeah, just have a look in there and just buy, if you see triangles each day, just buy a triangle mod if you can see speed on it. It could cost you credits, and that might mean that you can't roll something for a bit, or you can't level up a toon, but it might just help you in the long run if you get yourself a few half-decent speed mods. Or speed secondary mods, I should say. Okay, so yeah, I feel like these are the important ones. I mean, Marauder, just out of curiosity, how's he going? 217 speed, got the crit damage, and a touch of damage there as well. I mean, Relic 5, I think I might be expecting a little more, but it's not going to hurt him too much. I mean, he gains a lot from this, so yeah, 2% crit chance, offense, and potency for each debuff, and there's a lot of them going around in the Darth Revan team, so he should hit hard. Alright. So let's bring up this again. Spin the wheel. I don't feel like I'm moving around a lot. There we go, we just got lucky there. It landed on first order. I thought we were going separatists. I thought, damn, we're barely moving. Alright, let's bring the first order. Bow to the first order. Okay, so I know that this is a priority for you. I think when you sent me your message, in fact, I'll just bring it up here for a moment. By the way, I would like to just point this out to everyone, because Gaming Guy did actually bring this up with me. Ooh, there's my private bot channel, just bear with me a sec. Here we go. I don't really look at this channel a lot. What I tend to do is I ask you guys, if you want your rosters reviewing, put your roster code in this channel, roster review requests. So yeah, as Gaming Guy did, he gave me an idea. He says he was thinking of SLKR, he's working on Darth Revan. I tend to then copy the ally codes into this channel, ally codes for review. That way I've got a list that's clean. That way if there's any chit chat in the other channel, I can actually just keep a list that I can loop through. But in this one instance, I did forget to put it down. So keep an eye at on this channel for yourself. You should be able to all see it, even if you can't type in it. So just keep an eye out. If you can see that your name's not in this list, let me know and I'll put it in the list, or at least try and find a way of getting it in there so that I remember where you are. But yeah, yeah, that's about all I need to say on that. So if I'm right, the next one should be Metrox. So yeah, just bring that one up while I'm here. Alright, so back to the actual roster review. We've got First Order here. So I'm looking at this, you've got your Phasma Army, that is great. I find Phasma Army is becoming very good in TW as far as it's one of those teams that can draw counters out. So yeah, you've got a very good Omicron there. I know there's this argument that TW Omicrons aren't good, but I look at it and I think I mean, I was looking at your guild GP before. I believe, let me just get back on screen for myself. I believe your guild's GP is 250. Am I wrong there? Let's have a look. 250 hours, bang on the money. So yeah, you've actually got a pretty chunky guild. You're going to be pushing eventually, I imagine, for 300. So I look at that and I think at 300 you can start for your Rally 9 mats. At this point, you're probably earning arrow magnifiers. So I look at that and I'm thinking, TW Omicrons do have some value. By no means are they the most important Omicron in the game, or the most important set of Omicrons, but something like Phasma, if I was a TW officer in a guild, and as a guild it was willing to listen to me as a TW officer, i.e. what to farm and what not to farm, I would be asking my players to put down Phasma Omicron, because it's a great thing for drawing out the likes of Trey. Well, I'm saying Trey's a pretty good one, but you can do Night Sisters, CLS, GG, Padme. Those are the ones that spring straight off my mind there. There might be a few more that I'm missing. But the point being that all those teams I've just mentioned, they all have purposes elsewhere in TW. So, for instance, General Grievous is a heavy counter to Phasma, but the way I see it, if someone has only got General Grievous, then they might use that, and then behind, there could be a bunch of higher priority tunes. I'm thinking the likes of Sith-Eternal Emperor maybe hiding, or JML, and a good General Grievous could take those down. So I look at that and I think, that is where Phasma comes in. She can draw these really big teams out if someone is either in a bit of a rush or they don't really know what they're doing. So yeah, just a thought there. I'm not really saying anything because I haven't looked at your Phasma. I don't know how good it is, but just in general, well done for taking the plunge. All right, so 215. So with the Omicron, she goes up to 315. It's a little bit slow again, because if you're thinking about, say, JKR can get to 300 quite comfortably. Then you've got all the speed buffs that he gives, so then it can get someone into like 330 territory. So you're looking at that and you're thinking, at 315, Phasma could still be outsped. Now, am I right in thinking, let me just double check this, it's only Phasma that gets 100% speed? Yeah. So that is the awkward bit. If it was everyone got 100, you'd be in great territory. In fact, I think it'd be a bit OP. But the whole idea of giving her the first turn is to get her to use this. That way, everyone gets turn meter, everyone gets to take a turn. And if you put Kylo Ren in the team, she can usually come back for another turn and use this. So yeah, it's a funny one. You do need a set speed on her to make it worthwhile. You do want around 240 to 250 speed on her, just so that she'll be quick enough that what I would consider a subpar speed team can't just go in straight away and outspeed her. I mean, Imperial Troopers could probably outspeed her right now. And even though, again, that's a high counter, you know, Imperial Troopers can take a lot bigger stuff down than Phasma. I'm thinking of my Imperial Troopers on Tamin. I've got a Ralicate Piet, so he's about 320, but because he gains 20 speed from Veers, that's about 340. And in a way, that's all you need. You just need one quick toon in that team. So at that point, I can take a turn. I'll grant turn meter to my toons based on Emperor's Trap. Gideon will probably take a turn pretty fast, and from there, I can remove all your turn meter. So just something like that. You don't want people lowballing your Phasma. So again, I recognise that you've probably not got a lot of speed. This is where I'm trying to stress the importance of getting those speed secondaries in there. You just need them, at least to get value from what you're farming. Let's have a look at your Kylo Ren, because the thing is, there are two different... Well, sorry, Kylo Ren Unmasked. Okay, I love that. You've got your health mods. What I would say, there's two different states of Kylo Ren Unmasked. There's before SLKR and after SLKR. What I would say you've got here is before, and that looks very good. You've got a load of protection, a bit of health. Defense isn't... So your armor isn't too bad. What I would say, when you get SLKR, you kind of want to flip what you've got right now. So you want to get more health. You probably want around 100k health, but 90k is okay. You don't need speed. I mean, 218 could be improved on, but you don't need it, in my opinion. Armor. The golden number I've been told is between around 70 to 72%. So 63 is good. 70 to 72% is the benchmark. And the only reason armor at that level works is the idea that when you're doing mirror matches, it's harder to get Kylo Ren and Mass down. Also, I tend to find that if there's more armor on a toon, the AI sometimes goes for it. So I've got more armor right now on my first order Stormtrooper, and they go for that one. It's as if the AI's mentality is go for the thickest toon, or the one that'll take the hardest time to get down. So my Kylo Ren and Mass tends to stay out of stun a lot of the time. So that is another reason as well. Maybe play around with that, just see what happens. But 72 still, it's a good way. It's a good benchmark, because the thing is, in an SLKR mirror, your tanks will die most of the time. Sometimes they'll live if you get lucky with RNG, but a lot of the time, all of them will die except for SLKR. So it doesn't matter how much armor, how much health you put on, they will die. But you want him to stand up long enough so that SLKR gets his ultimate, he charges up, and he's able to kill the opposition. And yeah, that's where the armor comes in, because it just means, as you can see, it reduces the damage taken. So, you know, you can have all the health you want, but if it just means that more they're able to take more, then it's not really worth having it. Whereas if you put an armor on, it reduces the amount they're taking. So hopefully that makes sense. Hooks, how's he looking? Because obviously it's not a priority right now, but yeah, 237. So when you get Slacker, because it really looks like you're close to Slacker at this point, I would say you do need it a bit quicker again. I'm sorry I keep going on about speed, but speed does kind of rule the game at times. Yeah, so 237, you could do getting up to about, say, 280 minimum. Really won't be pushing 300, but if, as your mods are right now, you just want a low ball goal, I would say 280, just to try and get it close, if not there. I mean, again, 300 is there, so yeah, you really need a bit more, but with you not actually using them as much right now, 237 is okay. Alright, the other one I will look at quickly is Sift Trooper. I'm just curious how much offense you've got on. 6944, that's Relic 5, so that's pretty good. I think I've pushed 10k, I think I have, when I've got Relic 7. So there is a bit of room there, you can improve the offense, but how I see it, it's not bad that. I mean, again, Sift Trooper dies in Slacker mirrors, and if you're not doing mirrors, I wouldn't say it matters too much then. Alright, that needs changing. Yeah, it's a nasty primary, it's not doing a lot there. Speed, really, you want as much offense in the secondaries with Sift Trooper. You do want speed as well, but speed isn't a priority. It's like, you need to lace him with it, but not feed it him. I mean, 243 is probably alright for the speed. It's just, I look at it and I think, considering the speed you've got, you could probably afford to have him at 200 speed. 243 in the long run's good, but right now you could afford to drop the speed if it meant you increase that damage, because that is his whole role in this team. He will just take turns out of turn, he will try and land damage, and then he dies. It's a pretty sad role, but in a way, he does his job, you know, and the whole idea is this thing is meant to nuke someone if done right. So the more damage he's got, the more that will hit hard. So, yeah. That might be the way I'd advise go for it. Just try and put more damage in, more offense secondaries. And definitely an offense primary there. I mean, that will really boost it. Okay, so that is pretty much all I want to look at in that category. So we're going to move on. But as I said, your first order of Slacker is coming along, so good luck with that. Okay, we're moving on to your Imperial Troopers. Let's bring them up. Ooh, okay. So yeah, need a bit of work. I'm laughing because I've had this situation myself plenty of times. Yeah, I can't really add much except for when you get some time, give them some love. I'd say between Bad Batch and Imperial Troopers, they are the two most fun teams in the game. So I always implore that. Try and have some fun when you're playing this as well. Don't always go for meta. Try and go for fun. And Bad Batch and Imperial Troopers, they're tied for the most fun in my opinion. Probably Bad Batch edge it for me, but they are by far a bigger investment. All right, so Bounty Hunters. Let's remove them from the list. We're getting narrowed down. Let's have a look at your Bounty Hunters a bit more. So we did have a look at Bosk and Cad. How's Grief going? 209. Okay, so he will need some more speed. Yeah, I've got the primary. Got 9 on the triangle. 4 on the cross. Nothing on the circle. Nothing on the diamond. And nothing on the square. So, yeah, you're going to need to put more speed into him. Yeah, Grief, ideally, needs to be right behind Bosk. So whatever Bosk is, if it was -1, that is good. So, yeah. Let's just see what was Bosk again. Yeah, Bosk is 237 here, so Grief was 236, that'd be great. The whole idea is, Bosk goes, pops his taunt, Grief goes, does his mass assist. Bosk goes again, he does his mass assist. If you're targeting the weakest ally on all those attacks, you should get your contract. That's the theory anyway. Well, actually saying that, that's under aura lead. If it was the weakest enemy, it would be... How many times do you have to do it? 10 times? Here we go. Yeah, 10 times. So yeah, it would trigger with the double taps, with the 2 mass attacks, sorry. So yeah, Bosk, then Grief, then Bosk again. You've got your contract, and then if you've got someone like the Mandalorian, which you have, yeah, you can do your disintegrate. So yeah, that's the way you want it. You want to make sure that they're quite lined up. What I would say as well, if you get into gear 12 Bosk, or even Rowlick, you don't necessarily need speed. Now, this is something, again, I was talking about last night to a former guildmate. And it's the idea that you can go for less speed and more defense, essentially make Bosk tankier. But you will need it that they are clocked right. You'll need it so that when Bosk goes, like I say, Grief goes, then Bosk can go again. And then you need it that the Mandalorian will go. That way you can take out a target straight away. Because the thing is, if it's too slow, something like Ray Jedi Training can just steamroller it. But if it's quickish, like say 270, 280 speed, and then, like I say, Grief just one behind, it's still slow, but it's something that could possibly trip someone up just because they've got less turns to get it right. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Personally, I would try and get as much speed as I could. I like the Bounty Hunters. I mean, I like Bosk at 330 speed. I've got him around there. So I like the idea of a fast Bosk. But I recognise I've probably put very expensive mods on him, if you like. Very high value mods. And not everyone can do that. So yeah, if you don't need that, i.e. you've got other priorities, just maybe try and go that other way. Maybe try and make him a bit thick. Make sure he's got protection and tenacity so he doesn't get easily debuffed. Someone like Ray Jedi Training, she will always debuff him, but it depends how much. If I remember Ray Jedi Training's kit right, which I can't remember for certain offhand, second special, the hand wave, I believe she can... Those debuffs she can apply can be resisted, but I think it might grant a turn meter or something. I can't remember offhand. I'll try and put it on screen for you guys. But yeah, in principle, tenacity on Bosk that's the reason we would mod for tenacity, so that it makes it a bit harder for him to get dazed and be overly controlled by Ray. Because, like I say, Ray will remove turn meter. You can't stop that, and it will muddle with the counter that I'm talking with Bosk then Grief. But it should, in theory, still mean that if Bosk can get out, then you could get your 10 attacks on the weakest enemy. So, yeah, I've waffled on a bit there, but point being, just keep all this in mind, because if you're working with less speed, you do need to find ways to make sure you maximise what you've got. So maybe modding for protection and tenacity on Bosk isn't a bad idea. Just make sure Grief's around him. All right, let's go for another one. What are we pulling out this time? All right, we got the Empire. We've had a look at a few of them, but let's see how the rest are going. I forgot to wait for the clapping to start. Okay, so we have had a look at them too. You got Gear 11 Thrawn, so well done on that. I do enjoy Thrawn. Ooh, double Zeta as well. That is very interesting. You don't see many of them. At least around 2.9 mil anyway. Yeah, 242 speed. A bit slow. Again, I'm sorry I keep saying it's slow, but it's one of these things where I'm just trying to be honest. I'm not trying to be overly critical. But yeah, 242, I'd say a goal now is around 280 to 300. Before, it was way over 300. It was like 310 to 330, maybe higher. But because Moff Gideon now can get faster than Thrawn, you can essentially, if you build up your Moff Gideon anyway, you can essentially avid that Gideon goes first, and it kind of makes the need for a fast Thrawn a little less. But yeah, you still need a bit more on Thrawn. 280 is probably safe. But yeah, Mara Jade, I did bring her up earlier. 3-star. 232 isn't bad. I mean, I can't remember what Papa Palp is at. But, sorry, I went on Vader then. Yeah, 215, so Mara Jade is faster than Papa Palp, so that is good as far as, you know, you've got Mara faster than a Relic 7. So you're doing good stuff there. You'll be able to apply these two abilities first. Ideally, get an Omega on that. I think that is worth the Omega. Oh, hang on, no, that isn't Omega. They're both Zetas, aren't they? All right, so that one is worth a Zeta because it will cause Emperor Palpatine to assist, which, as I've said before, he becomes a bit of a damage dealer under Mara Jade. I keep wanting to say Papa Palpatine. But yeah, that one you don't really need. I've done it on one. It's all right. I wouldn't worry about that unless you Relic her. When she's at Relic, then yeah, you want more damage from shocks and all that lot. But right now, if you're just choosing your Zetas a bit wisely, I'd make sure you put Infiltrate and Disrupt on at some point, because that one will just make sure Papa Palp's taking his turns with her. And also a little side note, the Omicron for that is quite tasty. Again, it depends how much you take value in TW. But that idea that she can take the first turn, as long as it's a first attempt, it's not going into a preloaded battle, it's very handy just for the fact that you can essentially target a toon who could be annoying and just wipe them out. The only ones who can't go before her, the only ones who go before her are Han Solo, Watt, and Iden Versio. So yeah, all three of them will take a turn before Mara, I believe. Maybe Iden actually would be a coin toss, I don't know. But yeah, Mara would definitely just be behind Watt and Han. But everyone else you can target, so you could try and keep someone quiet for a turn. So she's definitely worth the investment. Alright, so after that... Oh, hang on, we're actually done here. So let's bring up the wheel again. Yeah. Let's spin it. We're getting down here. These factions are slowly disappearing. Alright, this one should be a quick visit. This should be very quick. Yay, Tuscans! Let's just go see. Are you going to surprise me? Have you been Relic 7 in them? No, you haven't. Okay. I do put them in there because, like the Jawas, I am just curious if someone's going to shock me with it. Especially at that GP level, I would be really in awe. Alright, Night Sisters. Let's see, have you got anything going with the Night Sisters? Okay, probably a bit more than I had at your GP level, in fairness. So yeah, Sarge at 7-star, you've got your investment as far as stars go, and you didn't neglect her. Talia at Gear 10 is a bit of a weird investment, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe you started the game, built her up a bit higher than you meant to, and left her, I'm guessing. But yeah, just looking at this, you could actually form an okay Night Sister team. I say okay. You would need to put gear in, obviously, because they aren't geared. But I'm looking and thinking Daka, 85, so she's got her credits invested, she just needs gear. Asajj Spirit and Zombie, you would need to put gear into. And Ventress and Spirit would need credits. But you look at it and you think, if you get Zombie to gear 10, If I remember right, Zombie just needs a stun gun, that's the most annoying piece of gear. Spirit was a bit annoying, but I think you can get Spirit to gear 9 and 10 quite comfortably. And then Ventress, again, she maybe just required a stun cuff. And Dakar, I don't think required anything big either. So you can have a baby Night Sister team. You know, they're not going to be beating General Grievous or anything, not even Geos, but maybe they could just sit on defense and annoy your opponent. So just one for you to think about. Plus, the advantage of Night Sisters, they don't need too much speed. I mean, ideally you'd want a fast enough Spirit and Zombie. The Spirit as well would have to deal damage, but I'm thinking here at Relic and when you've got top tier mods, if it's just something to hold the back wall or force a good team out, then yeah, you don't really need anything. You just basically need whatever mod you've got spare. So yeah, just a bit of food for thought there. I know I keep saying to myself, I've got to do it on my old account. All right, like I say, we're getting down here. We've gone through 13. We've got 11 left. So what's the next one? Resistance. I've got a feeling at this point that we've gone through the majority of your big factions, so this bit could actually be getting close to the end. I might be wrong. I did neglect your vet on, but you're doing good there. Gear 12, so I'm assuming with those first order tunes, that's all you've got left for Slacker. Oh, and your ships. Hopefully your ships are coming along all right. I mean, I did look at your silencer and your command shuttle. They were 6-star, so you're doing good with command shuttle because that was a pain to farm. But how I view it, the ship farms give you a chance to build up your tunes. So you're taking advantage right now in my eyes. You're saying, right, I'll get my Veteran done, I'll finish off my first order of tunes, and just I'll do that whilst I'm getting my ships finished. So you're doing good. You are doing good. All right, I'll be honest, I'm not going to look at any of these tunes in particular, just for the fact that none of them really feel like they need a look. But yeah, I've got to bring up Veton and just say, well done, you're making good progress. Okay, Bad Batch. Have we got any little bit of investment in Bad Batch? Where are they? Ooh, all right. I've got praise for you. I really like seeing this. Out of curiosity, I have not done this all review, but let's just go speeds. You've clocked them right. You've got Echo Tech, Unter Wrecker. Yeah, so the speeds are looking good in order here. Oh, saying that. All right, maybe a little bit too much praise early on that. Yeah, slap some mods on them. I'm going to say, please slap some mods on them. They will appreciate it. Yeah, you've got 2 Zetas, Tech and Wrecker. Honestly, you just need 2 more ideally. Echo, I'd do that first, but Hunter is probably the most important because he gives the true damage. So, yeah, just 2 more Zetas and you can actually use them to beat some half-decent teams in GA. So keep that in mind because Omega Zetas are okay, but they aren't mandatory. At least I don't see them as it. I mean, out of curiosity, what does she do at this point? Yeah, so she gets a lot more from Adaptive Learner when you put the Zeta on. She gets the target practice buff or status effect. And there's a lot more that goes into this as well. I cannot remember offhand. But yeah, it's not like doing the double Zeta on Omega is bad. It's just I would view the other 2 as more important because the main purpose of Omega in a Bad Batch team is, at least in Grand Arena, is so that Wrecker gets a pre-taunt. So again, that might not seem a big thing, but you think with Dauntless Commando, if he's pre-taunting, it means that he's got Furious. And if he's got Furious, it means that the first turn Wrecker uses, he can use Wrecking Ball and stun all enemies for 2 turns. So it is worth having Omega in there. But you're going to need those 2 Zetas and some mods. So yeah, hopefully I'm not nagging too much about speed. I feel like I am, but hopefully not. Okay, let's get this back up. We're getting there, we're getting there. All right, 5-0 first. I have to laugh at that noise. Just something in the background going, woo! Okay, not a lot to say here. Ahsoka's Gear 12, well done on that. You Galactic Republic, I don't believe we looked at, but that is a nice omen. You could do working on your clones a bit, not necessarily just for cam, but because they are a great team. So, yeah, if you can put some attention to them at some point, you will not regret it. The clones are one of these teams that are kind of mandatory. You know, they're the Swiss Army knives of the game. They can do a lot of different things in a lot of different game modes, so you really need to build them up at some point, but if it's not now, fair play. Alright, we've got a few more left. Are we going to get a joke faction or are we going to get a real faction? Online Force user, that's kind of halfway. A few good tunes in there, but also a few unimportant ones. And lo and behold, it's right at the very bottom. Alright, so to be fair, we've looked at most of these. I will look at CLS later. I don't really know why I put that on that list, to be fair. I mean, you've got your Inquisitors level 1 at least. It's something. Fifth Brother, I'm not seeing on here though. Make sure you get him before the marquee ends. Hopefully the marquee's still on when I upload this. If not, do it. And at least make sure he's unlocked, just for peace of mind for when someone like me is nosing. Alright, let's see what I've got next. Okay, the Old Republic. With the current conquest, that is an interesting faction. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so there is Revan, Bastila, and Jolie at Rallick, so very well done. Mission and... Ooh, I was expecting Zalbar to have the Gear 12, but it's Juhani. Okay. Yeah, Zalbar's a pretty hard Gear 12. You know, it's not an easy one, but if you ever had spare gear, to be fair, I don't think Mission and Big C are bad at Gear 12. You actually overinvested quite a bit in T3 compared to some people I know as well, so interesting choices here. I'm guessing that you did Mission and Big C for the JKR side of Malak, but did you do Juhani for the dark side one? That is what it looks like, because Karth's only Gear 11. I'm interested. Let me know. But yeah, as far as what I can see, they're looking good. Let's have a look at Revan while we're here. I don't think we've looked at your Jedi, but we'll have a quick look at Revan. 260 speed, so same story as I've been saying a lot of time. More speed. Yeah, if you've got a less desirable primary but more speed, use that. And yeah, you need speed. Yeah, credit to you. I don't think I've seen a bad roll as far as 6E to A. It looks like you know what you're doing with mods, as far as don't roll if you haven't got speed. Maybe you're doing it a little early, but I think considering the mods you've got, maybe you're just gambling a little. So even if I'd be urging you to just hold back on maybe doing some early ones, I respect it, because it's like, you kind of need some better mods. And again, I'm not being horrible there, it's just, I keep saying it, you do need more speed. Alright, so Jolie, what have you got here? All health mods. We've got 52k health, Relic 1, and 45% tenacity. Okay, I'll say it again. Don't interrupt me. He has 100% tenacity, he gains crit avoidance equal to half his tenacity. At my view, more crit avoidance, less chance he will be severely damaged. Reduces the chance of receiving a critical hit from physical damaging sources, and pretty much the same for special, though it's special damaging sources. So yeah, I look at it and I think more crit avoidance via tenacity equals less chance of receiving critical hits. And yeah, if he faces something like a true damage dealing team, say Bad Batch, it ain't gonna matter. They'll just go straight past the crit avoidance. But honestly, I would be... If someone took in a Bad Batch to take down a JKR, it would be a very fast Bad Batch. So yeah, I would say that'd be worth the investment then. It's, you know, because if they're thinking to themselves they really want to get around your Jolie for that purpose, you know, it'd be like, okay, do you get what I'm saying? True damage is that rare as far as like a whole team having it. I mean, Droideca's got it as well. So that is another thing. You don't really want Droideca nuking Jolie, but yeah, the rest pretty much deal true damage. Critical damage. B1 does normal damage. So yeah, I'm just reeling off tunes that I can think of, but yeah, for me, just putting bits of tenacity at the very least into Jolie. It sounds like he doesn't need it. That's what I think everyone falls into a trap for, that he doesn't need tenacity because he's got 100%. But it's not about the tenacity, it's about the crit avoidance. So yeah, I'll bring it up every time. Okay, let's go back to the wheel, because I think that is all we need to look at there. Bring it up, here we go. Alright, Utini. Is it Utini? Oh, Jedi, right. We're on Jedi. Oh, don't need my recording software. Let's go to your Jedi, because we've just had a look at a few. Anything missing? Let's have a look at your GK. We'll probably have a chance later in Galactic Republic. Okay. So, I don't know if you got Padme. I'm assuming you got Padme. But if you got Padme, you want health over protection. If you're using General Kenobi with Jedi, protection is fine. So, yeah, I always coin toss that as far as how I describe it to someone. So, yeah, if this is a Jedi Kenobi, it's good. If it's a Padme Kenobi, it's bad. Yeah. So, that is pretty much all I want to talk about there, because Yoda's a little bit small to do a full review, if you like. So, yeah, let's go here. Okay, Separatists. Okay, Dooku, let's have a look. Gear 11, I believe that was. You're missing a few mods. 215. Yeah, you need the Dukester a bit quicker. I mean, he is a naturally fast toon, so you don't need to put too much effort into him. You can usually get him to very high speeds with not the highest of speed mods. So, yeah. Just need to make sure you got speed secondaries and mod supplied. Grievous, bit of a shame you haven't got him geared up, but I know he's one of those tunes that can just be taking age to get to. It looks like you've just started B1, so well done there. Or either you've just started or you got him via the marquee way back when, but that might be a bit unlikely. Droideca 7, that's probably from Xanadu, so well done for that. Yeah, have you got B2? Ooh, no B2. Alright, Cantina node. I think he's also guild store. Yeah, just pick B2 up whenever you see him, and you could probably run what I would say is a very shoddy General Grievous team, but it's at least something. You know, it's something that maybe, again, you can just throw down on defense and your opponent thinks, okay, this is still a Grievous team. You know, you know, if I go too low with it, then I might trip up. So, yeah, just something to consider. Alright, I was just about picking up a faction. I'm thinking we have got a wheel to choose. Alright, we're looking at your rebels. Rebel scum. We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, here we go, rebels. Okay, not the most to talk about. I deliberately left out Phoenix because I knew they'd be involved in this list. But you've got your Phoenix built up well enough to get Thrawn. You got Han, Chewie's unlocked. Could do give him some gear. Stormtrooper on at gear 11. It's a high investment, but I think he's one of these underrated toons. He's never going to be meta defining Stormtrooper Han, but he's just one of these characters that can still do a job for a team. So 40k protection at this level is pretty good. Could do with a touch more speed, but honestly, I mean a touch at this level. You know, it's like, yeah, every toon couldn't do more speed in a way at this point, but yeah, honestly, that is fine. So yeah, I'm not going in too much depth there, because normally with a rebel group I'd be saying, all right, let's have a look at your CLS and see if it can counter a gas, but this can't counter a gas, so, or at least not a high relic gas. So yeah, maybe 6 months time if you work on them, come back to me, ask out what I think then, but right now we'll just move on. So 3 factions left, and one of them is Jawa. So are you going to surprise me with Jawas? Well, we're going to have to wait to find out. It's the Galactic Republic's turn. Okay, I think we're all anticipating the Jawas and the Mandalorians. Alright, so Galactic Republic. Yeah, I've got Padme. Okay, so if you're using GK under Padme, it was badly modded. I've got pointed out, sorry, because health is the priority. Whenever you get protection up, it comes from health, therefore you want more health. So yeah, as far as Padme at Gear 12, you've got your health mods on. She's 237, so you can do a slow Padme build there. Again, I would advise for more health over protection, but in general, it doesn't look bad. Health primary. Could do with health primary there. Health protection, speed, defense, not a bad mix. And speed, not too sure about them, I'll be honest, but speed's still okay for her. Yeah. A bit like the likes of General Grievous, flood with health. Just try and make her as tanky as you can get. The only time you really deviate from that build is when if you ever get Jedi Master Kenobi, then you want her fast. You want her about 300 plus. But before JMK, reasonably fast is good, like 270, but you want health. You want to make sure that she has got a load of health. Same with the entire team around her. Don't sacrifice damage on the likes of Anakin, but try and make sure they've got health so that they get protection up. Or at least get a good amount of protection up. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this group. So, we're pretty much there. Unless you've got something to surprise me with. The Mandalorians. Alright. Have you got any Mandos? Something that could surprise me? Not really. And I'm going to save the wheel one more turn, and we are going to click on your Jawas. Is there anything? No. I was hopeful. I keep saying, someone surprise me with Jawas or Tuscans. Give me something where I'm just in awe of this beauty. But yeah, I'm going to just finish that wheel, by the way. I'm just going to do that just for giggles. Again, let me know what you think about this, folks. If it was annoying you, let me know. If you thought it was a cool way of freshening it up, just let me know. I had fun with it for a change. I might not do it every time, but it's something to just throw in there. Alright. But yeah, just as far as the actual roster goes, what I would say, you've made good toon progress. You've got your Darth Revan, you've obviously got your JKR as result of getting Malak. You've got a Geo team, so you can do the Warp mission. Your Slacker farm is going great. I'm guessing you're not far off, maybe a month to 6 weeks at most. You've got your Omni Phasma, so you're going to do some good stuff in Territory Wars. So yeah, there's a lot of good things here. You are missing factions, I can't hide that. I'm looking at the likes of Imperial Troopers, the Rebels were a bit low. Just things like that could just bump up a little. GG Droids as well, that was another. But yeah, I'm looking at something like Night Sisters and thinking, say you've got another big farm in your head after Slacker. Maybe before going on to that, you could build your Night Sisters up a little bit. I mean, Talzin was 6-star, I believe. Let me just double check that. Was she 6-star? 3-star, my apologies. So yeah, Zombie was 6-star, and you had seen a 6-star Night Sister. So Talzin would take a bit of time to farm all the way up, so you don't necessarily have to go down that route, even though she is a great leader. But if you just wanted something that you could throw on the back wall in GA, something that essentially you're saying to your opponent, right, I don't expect this team to hold, but you are going to have to take something half decent in to take on this team, otherwise you are going to drop banners. That is what I would suggest building the Night Sisters up to be. Just for that simple reason, they aren't the worst gear, the group of them that I'm suggesting. They all have like an annoying piece of gear, and when you get them to gear 12, all that gear is nasty anyway. But going up to gear 12 just to leave them, they're all reasonably okay. So yeah, I look at it and I think maybe that's an option for you. Just so that you've got one more team in your pocket, that way if you go up from Bronzium to Chromium, you won't get caught out by the extra number of teams needed. So yeah, those are my thoughts, but let me know in the comments what you think. Same to everyone else who's listening, because, yeah, this was an interesting account to look through. A lot of good stuff, and you can see that you're getting close to your first Galactic Legend, like I say. So I am curious what your next one is going to be, because potentially, I mean, I've just spoke about Night Sisters, but after that, I'm thinking maybe you've got Executor things close-ish. I mean, again, you've got Vader already done. I saw work on your TIE Bomber. You'd already got a few Bounty Hunters done. Your Piet would need work, obviously, but yeah, that's probably the case for a lot of people who don't work on Imperial Troopers. But yeah, Bounty Hunters, you would need to work on Bosk. Cad is kind of a pseudo requirement, just for the fact that he's part of the main team. Boba, IG, you'd need to get Dengar unlocked. So there are a few that maybe you'd be away from. You wouldn't just be able to instantly click your fingers and start working on them, but maybe it's just an option for you. I mean, let me just check here. Bounty Hunters, you got 3, so you would need IG-2000. And Empire, I'm sure I saw the Bomber. Yeah, 4-star Bomber. And you've got TIE Fighter at 7-star, so you wouldn't need to do the shards for it, just need the gear on TIE Fighter pilot. So, yeah, maybe an option for you there. I don't know if that's what you want to do. I'm not trying to say, do this, this is right. Same with the Night Sisters, you do what you want to do naturally. But just as far as things I'm seeing as maybe a natural progression line, that could be a good option for you. Okay, I'm leaving it there because I've waffled a bit at the end there. So let me know in the comments, folks, what you're thinking. I'm going to say it again. I apologise for these roster reviews being a bit staggered out. I had every intention this week to record some more and try and get a backlog created, but well, try and get some recorded so they were all preloaded and ready for Fridays. But I've just been busy this week in real life. I've had stuff going on that I just couldn't control. Add in the fact that I've got 4 accounts now, and 2 to 3 of them are doing Conquest and Lightside Geo. It's a busy week for me, so I've just struggled to get videos out. I'm going to try and record the final GA round from last season, just so that I've got that uploaded. And yeah, after that, I don't know what I'm going to be putting up on the channel, so it'll probably be the next roster review after that. So yeah, keep an eye out for all that lot, folks. Hopefully you enjoy it, and until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.